Hello everyone, and welcome to PSGL F5, and we are here at France. So, round 4 of the season, which has been very good so far, I would have to say. And we have all 20 drivers here tonight, with one, uh, and in the race, pit line and pit entries are key. So we have some cars already arriving out of the pit box. So let's just get some information up and we will be going. As I believe is the McLaren first of Tommaso in the McLaren, who is looking to just try to get a lap in first. And just for information here, unfortunately Evan won't be joining us tonight for his own reasons, but yeah, that is the way it. So fortunately he isn't here, and hopefully we'll have him back next week. So a lot of cars out on track and some fairly close. It's like a race, it'd be almost like a race here, to be honest. As I will keep you posted on the standings, which I will have up in a moment. As with 3 rounds having been done, and this being the 4th, we have currently have Bjorn, who is the leading car, or leading driver in the standings right now, 11 points ahead of Azara. Bjorn, who's had 2 wins, the opening round of Portugal and round 3 of Monaco, which is sandwiched, which is either side of a win in Silverstone for Azara. So let's see actually where he is championship leader. He is there, so we might see if we move on ahead. With the Mercedes of Lukanik. He did very well last week in Monaco, qualifying towards the sharp end of the grid, and was too bad, but through turn 1 you can no wonder really keep to the left in the entry of one so you can maximise the exit. And now to another one of the quick corners in France, which will really kill the tyres, which are a long right hander as you end the sector 1 into sector 2. And it's so important to get the exit here for this straight, because then you will have this a little bit extra speed. And now braking here, important to just maximise the apex. Ensure you get a good run out there, which he hasn't really. Got to oversteer on the curbs. That is Yogurt, who has posted a 129.3. And we'll see, he's very ahead of some people, but Marcel Grisney is ahead now. And Lukanik, oh looks, that's like it's invalid. So just drifted a little too far out. Maybe some temperature maybe not low enough. Maybe the high temperatures are a factor, as they can be with the constant pushing you have to do through long fast corners. Stefano now 129.0, so should be in 28 very quickly. Let's see where championship leader goes. He is only P3. Zane and Stefano ahead. And Zara on medium, split invalid. So let's see now, next, what is the next car? And to look to find this Sancho is, I believe. Let's see where the Alpine goes. In fact, just a little late, 129.2. Common time, I must say. Stefano's got a little bit of breathing space in front. Let's see now, we have a medium lap in, 129, 130.5, so not too bad I suppose for of the medium runners here. As best times, yeah, the best medium time is a 130.4 from you Backer. Or Baker, whichever way it is, if anyone does want to tell me how they can. So we are running out of fuel, not much fuel here for the Aston Martin. Oh, it's a long trip home, but I suppose you won't be really even have a chance to push tyres. Stocks of Tomato, who was first out, but still hasn't set a lap yet. We'll be looking to try just get one in now, to really keep to the right to maximise entry and exit then. See through turn 10, you can really just get use the inside curve there, keep your turns really well out with an exit. And fuel simple showing now. So something's got to be up. I mean, fair enough, he is going to finish the lap. It's nice if you don't have much fuel, it does take a little bit of time out the equation. 728, 29.062 additional pole lap. Now you want to get out of the way here for the Mercedes. He has done. Although there's only black box on and out lap, it isn't well, it wasn't really detrimental or anything like that, so all's well done as well. As Stefano now will have to be trying to take back that pole position, as we are constantly getting yellow flags, which means we can't really see the time. Now, so we will just check in with the Alpine. That is an Alpine Zara, or currently in P2 Championship. That's hardly rain, or am I just blind? Because that is just it just looks like a little spots of rain. We have, as far as it looks, Nick, it was went P9. You'd be happy enough to get the lap in anyway if it is raining. Yeah, that's surely gotta be it. So towards Stefano, is he improving? Yes, he is. By just over 200th of a second. It is an improvement, and if I'm not mistaken, if he entered the lap with that improvement, it would be the same lap time as the McLaren who is in front. As we have seen McLaren and Williams on top, is you'd wonder if it was the 1990s. He's going through sector 2 as it is lost time now. You'll have to try gain it all back. Oh well, you're not really going to gain it by turning it the wrong way. So as that is Yogurt out of qualifying. It'd be a best of P8 for someone who would think has the pace to be fighting for this championship. As that definitely looks like rain. And I doubt we're getting any improvements now with it coming down. There's 7 minutes left. And I suppose that would explain why everyone was out so early. And would that mean we get a little bit of rain for the race? Yeah, it doesn't really look like we're getting much change now. It looks like the rain has come down hard enough for no lap times to improve. Except for Azara, who's on an outlap, and that would actually be very bad for Azara. Unless he pulls it out in absolutely stupendous lap. And which he won't, because he is going into the pits. So it looks like that's a bit of a premature end for qualifying, as it looks like the Mao has put himself on pole position. So most people have retired, rest in the pits, and I think we'll get quickly into the race here, as it's pretty much as we put the McLaren P1 just 22 thousandths of a second ahead of Stefano, and I assume we are just waiting for the last retirements, unless somebody wants to go for a practice run the Inters. Marcel, who was on version of pole, is P6, which is very good. I suppose you could do with retiring, because realistically we're not going to get much action here unless the rain suddenly disappeared. I suppose now will be a good time for us to check just an old thing, the pit entry here. It is a little bit different in a way, because you are nearly cutting into the racetrack when you come in, and the way it is you can't cross the pit entry line, which was a very controversy, as a number of drivers got penalised in PSGL PCF1 last week. So this is something watch out for. Maybe if they were thinking right, they would just practice it, as Marcel is not retiring. I don't. Now the DRS is disabled. You'd have thought that would have come about 4 minutes ago. Oh, he's retired. Suppose our priorities are back in order. So, here are your qualifying results. It is Taxi Mao and McLaren who said that quickest time before the rain came down and is P1. Followed by Stefano joined in the front row in P2. Then Zane in P3, Bjorn P4. Very good result for him. Sancho is P5, Marcel P6, Bor P7, Yogurt P8, Nukanik P9, ProGamer is P10, Vengeance P11, Ufa P12, Guy P13, Tim Wentic P14, ADRT K3 PA5, P15, Nikita P16, Hazara P17, Imberger P18, Axel Bin P19, and Black Box is P20. That is that is it pretty much. That is your qualifying, and we are getting going quickly, so race will be on in time. Oh, just waiting now for everyone to just get ready. Maybe a little bit anticipation of weather. There you go. So see, everyone's at the time and dries in top 10 still, so we have softs all top 10 and varied choice here. Fairly varied compared to usual, where there's usually everyone had the same kind of idea as how they would like to run their tire strategy. For Tim Wentig and the Red Bull of ADRT K3 PA5. Yes, that's still a little mouthful. Then hard for the K2, mediums for Zara, hard for Baker, mediums for Axel, and it is hard for Black Box. A bit of misfortune for Black Box. He said that the game told him it was cloudy and then it rained in the middle of the session, so yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Maybe the weather radar needs some work down in Mercedes. Or perhaps AlphaTauri. In real life, anyway, because God knows what they are doing at times. If I remember Germany 2018, they would know exactly what I mean. So, some varied strategy, as you probably see some variation in one stops. And maybe some people going on to two stops. Yeah. it'll make for a good race, as you have your championship leader down P4, but you have your currently second place man championship in an Alpine at the home Grand Prix of Alpine in P17. His teammate up in P5. Oh, lining up for the fourth race of the season. Before, I believe, it will be a break week next week, so if you want to just get a good result for the break, then now's the time. Two, three, four, 5 red lights. Lights out in Paul Ricard. We are racing. And it looks like McLaren has got the start it needed as the Williams tucks in behind. There's glitching going on there. Stefano and there's a Bjorn up to third, so very good start for him. Further movement down the order. It looks like even Baker's down to P19. And he's trying battling. His team Wentig looks like he's got a brilliant start. And looks like Kitu, he looks like to be the early man in trouble, as it is a bit off the pack. And while Williams, Stefano was close, just wasn't close enough. He might go for a move here or not. So it looks like the McLaren just had a little bit extra speed there to keep away. As look at close they're getting. As they will go for the move. Not now. It's only lap 1. You have to remember it's 27 laps of a race, not just one. As it looks like, is that someone trying to move there? I believe that's Tim Wentig, who started in the in around P14-15 and is already up now to P9 with side-by-side action with Lukanig for pretty much all the Sector 3. Total leads us across the line past the lap, as it should be anyway. So we have a Williams in the pits, and we will just check in with them. Front wing change, looks like it got caught up in a bit of chaos on lap 1. Might have been with Akitu, given Akitu's place in the order right now. So Bjorn now, he will be was he P3? That's very good for him. Nazara is, well, he's made up one place, which is something, but it won't really be enough for now. And I should be hoping for the second half of the race to really make some gains. As you have a bit of training, I believe, from, is that, hold on, we got someone off. That is the Aston Martin, along with Black Box. So the Mercedes and what some would call a little Mercedes nearly. Or my bad, that's just lag. As I thought they were off, but yeah, lag there, so Codemasters will not be at their finest. Nothing use of ERS there, just getting a little bit of a gap between. Just trying to make sure that, well, Stefano doesn't have the DRS to get him. Because it looks like the top two here are going to kind of slowly pull away from Bjorn. Let's look now. Stefano is closing, left to right. He's down the inside of the McLaren. And it is Williams into the lead of the French Grand Prix. as it's got a lot noticeably brighter now. So that should indicate clean or very settled weather for the remainder of this race. Pay attention now. We'll just have a look at the pretty much who's really gained over this, as Stefano and Bjorn have won. It's now they're up to P1 and P3 respectively, with Tomato and Zane losing out. You also have Tunetank up 5 positions, and you have Zara up 3 as he's now up to P14. So Zara is making overtakes, but obviously the more overtakes you have to make, the more you allow for the chance of something happening to ruin the race. And at the moment, I believe, with the PSGL point system, 16, 12, 10, Bjorn will be earning 10 points, and it will be a 21 points of a difference between him and Bjorn. It's Tunetank now. Looks like he thought he was going to go for something there. A bit of a lag spike. I'm sorry for this kind of thing. There's just something with the Go Masters lobby. As Luke's Nick picks up the first time penalty of the race. And that's all very quickly by Lakitu, who hasn't had the best of Grand Prix. As I believe there was probably a mistake somewhere from the Red Bull of ADRT K3 PA5. As he has dropped back a bit from the rest of the field, as he has also picked up a time penalty. Meanwhile, we'll see, will Dr. Tomato try gain back? I think Stefano is happy enough to keep in this lead, but look how much is gained, and is not even a hint of ERS. As you have the top 9 all together. Oh, look at this, Yogurt. Looks like he made a mistake. And it's Boral, who was under pressure from Tunetank, but now will gain the place. Or maybe not, because Yogurt will be trying to come around the outside. And you just see, from Tunetank's point of view, as they are fighting, it looks like Yogurt will keep the place. And that'll be important, because it may make the difference. As Sancho is into the pits. So, potential undercut is you also have well, who was our P2 man, Dr. Tomato, then you have Sancho is, ADRD, DT, K3, PA5, and Lukanik 20, who I believe had to get from, might have had to get from wing changer. Didn't think he was behind the Red Bull. So now that actually leaves Bjorn closing up. Let's see when he pits up in the front. And by the way, I will show you the tyres. It is hard for Dr. Tomato and Sancho Wish, but mediums with K3PA and Lukanik. So that can indicate a trade-off on choice. So let's see now. Stefano is into the pits. Bjorn in the pits. Marcel in the pits. And let's see now. What tyres? As we will have Toxic Mao making his way around the final corner. And on the ERS now, you need to make the gains. Is this going to be Verstappen and Hamilton? Let's watch. Stefano, he's out. But Toxic Mao is going way ahead. The undercut is proved so powerful here. And I think that's going to leave Zane and Tim Wenting in a bit of no man's land. Do you just go and then take the medium and hope you gain back the time you lost? Or do you cut your losses now, come in and just hope you can eventually work your way back to where you were? But that is interesting because Bjorn, who was down to P4 after pit stops, well, net P4, is still in a net P3, except Toxic Mao now. That could be a race winning call, because he was able to switch on the hards perfectly. So Tim Wenting is into the pit. Zane has dead out. It is going to be an interesting call. Tim Wenting is in for the hards, and he is out ahead of Yogurt. So in a way, some people have been able to make an overcut work, which is fair play to him. A very good he got in lap there to make sure he could just get out ahead. It's not a bad place for Tim Wenting. So Ewan Baker up to P4 on the track. That is going to be an important move for him. Obviously, if you can get ahead of Sunrise, work your way up, then you'll be the first to maybe benefit from your tyre advantage later on. I apologise for any picture resolution. Is just sure what's going on with it, but yeah, I do apologise, and I don't think I can do anything about it for now, so I am sorry about that. Oh, there's K3PA out. He's out of the race but in the pit lane, so there won't be anything coming from that. So let's see now, with Toxic Mao, he's just checking out, but he will have to, it looks like he might have just encountered Likitu at the worst possible time. As you're going right into Sector 3 where you just have, there's a bunch of long corners where the dirt here just gets drawn out. It's just worse. As now is the chance for Stefano to make some inroads and potentially get back within that DRS. and maybe rectify his damage done. Zane in the pits. He's been on them softs for 9 laps. He is going on to the medium, so he will be a little bit different here. As most people, he's going to drop out behind Programmer, so maybe not too much of a Programmer move for Zane as of now, but he will have more grip than anyone else on the track right now. So it is, it'll be all guns blazing pretty much. Sanchez has dropped off the back of Bjorn, so that would indicate maybe that undercut or disguised. In fact, he didn't quite have damage pace. So we have to actually look now at Black Box, who's past Vengeance, and we're in a easy move. Just before the very fast turn 10, Black Box will now be we want to be trying to get past the Avatari here, as his medium should still be in good condition. There's Marcel now, around the outside of Sancho is there, turn 10. Sorry we didn't get the full move there, but very good from Marcel. There's Tim Wentig and Yogurt, and side by side, as Tim Wentig has decided to back off of that one. He'll tuck him behind, as he won't lose much time, or as much time as if he had really went to battle, as Bjorn is now past the P2. But look at this now, Stefano is back in DRS. Toxic Tomatoes' good work is being undone. And I think he'll be praying that he can just catch somebody and pass them with ease, just to trouble the guys behind. That, oh, looks like Marcel is now past the key 2. There's a chance Marcel is looking very quick now. There's a chance he could, if he can start making little inroads into the leaders, could make something out of this race. Oh, and Yogurt is now past the key 2. Also not past Sancho is, and Sancho is getting blocked off there. Zakito, well, that looks like a cross of the white line to me. So now let's see, look, Zara is closing in rapidly on the Aston Martin Narufa Gaming in front. Mind you, this is only for the on-track lead. The net lead still belongs to Toxic Tomato. See, Zane, well, he's caught up to this group as Tim Winting and not Programmer, Zane are. Obviously they're all past the Kiyu now, because the Kiyu went to the pits, went for the soft compound tyres. He's last and now he's doing a 2-stop. As Tim Wenting now is past the Sancho, which looked like he broke something there, because he was a bit off, and you can see some fly off. There's now Zane round the outside, as Programmer just did not have the speed to carry through there and defend. Emo backer into the pits and on to the medium. And I would not pardon me for a moment, but yeah, he's went from hard to medium. Cause yeah, cause the mediums can do over half distance. And from my experience in the previous game, it would have been just as good, if not better, to do more laps in mediums than hards. So we can take past Zane, so Zane looks like he's dropped off a bit actually. Oh, big news at the front here. Toxic to out, penalty, so it's gonna look a bit dicey now, unless he can get it removed, in which case he'd be counting his blessings. As Bugatti now into pit, so one McLaren will be in the net lead, one McLaren in the pits. Let's see what tyre Bugatti goes on to. Mediums as expected. The thing is, what tyre will Hazara go on to? Will he just do the simple opposite to the hard runners and have pitted and just he goes for a long stint of mediums and a short stint on the hard tyre? Stefano will be fancying his chances here. Not only has he managed to get back in DRS, he now knows that he doesn't really have to do too much for the rest of the race unless something or other happens up ahead or anywhere that can cause a safety car. So lap 15, current order still is Toxic Tomato, Stefano, and then Bjorn. As that is retiring in the pits, that is a Mercedes of Lukinek. So not a bit of a baptism of fire this race for him. After Monaco was decent enough, although you probably would think there could have been more from it. Say now, we are let's say things are settled at the moment, just nobody really can go for a move, as they just have some separate trains. There's some lagging and just messed up stuff is happening at the moment. See, Zara's still going, so if he can stretch that out to a soft tyre stint, he could do fairly well. As I will give you a leader gap just for context. It's about 9 seconds between them, so he wouldn't be doing too badly. So not much as well. Azara's in. The second place man championship is pissing. So let's see, where does he come out? We have one that fixed things and could tell us usually where they should come out in ballpark terms. Zara got on the soft tyres. He's really going to push it now. Tim Wenting will be passed. Sanchez will be passed. Ewan Baker is going to be passed as well. Oh, he's got a couple of cars to get through. He should be able to get past Borrell and Ewan. But it's going to be a case of getting past, catching up to and passing his teammate and Tim Wenting. I think 9th is probably where it's going to stop there, unless a safety car does come out, which in that case could bring him a bit further up. Rufino on the hards, he'll be going a little longer, which will just allow him to go on to softs. The black box into the pits. 6 kilometers an hour. And well, Vengeance in. Toxic Tomato is a bit wide. That won't be great. It's like Spaniel doesn't want to overtake here, because he knows he'll just get re-overtaken on the back straight. As that is Black Box and Vengeance in the pits, or exiting the pits. As that is actually Azar up to P10. He is on for a very nice result here. I say some drivers here would probably be very happy now with what they could get here. If I look at the standings, which I'll have back up in a second. This is on screen. It's Tim Wenting. Oh, he's fallen down there. He's had a bit of an off, and I think that's his points gone. He was on for a potential P5. But now it's just going to be a best of P11. As Azara up to 7th, he has passed E1. Not long left pulling on the tyres, so it will be full send to catch the Yogurt and Marcel. Let's say as now Marcel, this would be important for him. Because I believe with the way the points work at the moment, it'll be 16, 12, 10. That's your podium. Then 8, 6. That is 4th and 5th. And then 6 to be 5. So, see, this won't change who's 2nd or 3rd, but it can change margins. As that is Azara going a bit wide, probably won't be helpful. You also got Programmer who isn't going to score today, and then Stefano who will be on course here to pick up a win and really bring himself up. Let's see, where is Rufa going to come out? Actually, I think now's the time to get up your penalties. If that is Black Box pass Borrell, so looks like no points for Borrell today. As it just seems like actually Azara, he's not been able to drop Ewan Baker like he would have wanted to. Like, he would think I will pull away, but he hasn't quite done it quickly, or well, maybe not as quickly as he would have thought. As that is roughly into the pits, we have the final car on the alternate strategy in. So now they will be on a 7-lap sprint to the end. And they can really hammer it down. As Tim Wenting is now in, he is serving a 5-second penalty. So he will be out to the pits. And that is Yogurt with a penalty, so Pro Gamer's out in the pits, so nobody crashing out or anything, so no safety car. So McLaren Toxic the Mouse still in this lead. And this right just thinking, why did I have to get held up by Nikita there? Because that has probably cost him chance of the race win, and maybe if you had a little more of a gap you wouldn't have had to push maybe a little bit extra and gotten a penalty for his trouble. As Rufa past Bugatti, so one McLaren at the front, one McLaren down in P12. Moral was a little bit off there, and Rufa is true. So now Rufa won't be long until he catches up to Sancho, who is on all hards, and it'll be very not easy for him to get past. Well, surely anyway, in theory. So Zara has now got within Yogurt's penalty window. Question now is, where will Lazara be by the end of this race? Will the softs still have enough grip in them by the end of the race? As you still have top 3, is it Bjorn now? You would think he could technically get a 3rd win in 4 races here, if he really wanted it, as that is Rufa past Sancho Wiz, or maybe not, as the Alpine is desperately defending and doing a very good job of it, but there's not much he can do now. I think Aston Martin is just so much quicker now with brand new softs compared to used hires. Question now is Elon is staying with Azara. So what we probably could expect is Toxic Tomato to do well enough to really just limit it to maybe at worst P4, but it's quite, but each can get P3 if he just manages the gap. Oh, looks like it's A1 back past Zara. So maybe Zara is now already struggling, as A1 now still had pace on, because his mediums are a very good race tire here, as now Zara fighting back down the inside. Oh, that's a spin, and a race from, well, qualifying from hell, a race that was going nicely. So then, and it's now just become hell, because now he's got overheated tires. He's down in P12. Bjorn looks like he's secure in easy enough P2. Zara will jump back up into points with penalties, I would assume, but it's not going to mean much to him. He could have really limited the damage. Oh, Tunetank 5 seconds to be in the pit lane, and at the retirement. So that can work. Both Red Bulls have failed to finish the race. As Black Box passed Ewan Baker. So Black Box now is the one making the moves on the soft tyres. No, Rufus, he is closing. Going long has really been beneficial for him. As you see, he wasn't losing that much time on the hards, but now he's really gaining on the softs, and by the time he starts to lose a bit of grip, the other tires are just going to be as dead, but he'll just still have a little bit more. So look at this, it is a 3.5 or no, 3.8 is Marcel. There he is, so still I don't think he'll be able to sneak on that podium unless he gains a second out of nowhere. Oh, as I said, Borrell is ahead of Bugatti. As Azara now picked up a penalty. Looks like no points for the Alpine. And it could be just one of them races where you look back later on and think, what if I just did not just didn't have that kind of race. Instead picked up solid points. Well, including this lap, 3 laps to go. Stefano is so close, but he just doesn't need to go for a move, because as long as he has got DRS, Bjorn won't go after him. Or if anything, if he wants to make the move, make it on the last lap, where it means not only will Bjorn not be able to really have much of a chance, it'll just be like 2 cars in between, so if you get overtaken by one, it'll probably be the car with a penalty. But the pressure's on still. He's going to go to the left, and it looks like he wants the lead. No, he won't have the lead here. Not on track anyways. As Vengeance past Bugatti, and it's not bad for Vengeance. You still want to maybe just sneak in past Borrell and make something of it. That's, oh, hold on. We got someone off. That's Marcel. Marcel, who could have ended up on the podium had he just really found a little bit extra grip. He's now down to P11, P12. It's not good for him. It's not Stefano and Bjorn who I believe were fighting. It's now Toxic him out. He's starting to pull away a bit. Is that now his chance maybe to just try back? But now Bjorn will probably be thinking, now I have a chance to win this race. Stefano has to get back inside DRS. It is all kicked off now. And F5, which has been known for some of his last lap antics in well, in the previous season, will he'd be able to show us a little bit more here as Bjorn is closing like a rocket. And if I'm not mistaken, he's backed off there. He knows if he just overtakes, he get re-overtaken on the last lap, and there goes the race win. So now it is going to be a very big showdown here. 1.4. Honestly, if these two don't watch their fighting, there's a chance neither of them win this. Admittedly small, but look at, he's managed to pull half a second once they got out of it, once they pulled the second. So now look, Bjorn, and watch, he's not even using DRS. He knows this is a last lap job, or a last straight job, where then if he's in sector 3 he's got it done. But look at it, 1.9. You have to watch it. You can't sit back forever now. If you want to get the race win, it'll have to be done here. Stefano, he just has a little bit, but Bjorn has everything he would need to go for it. As weave to the left. Now, will it be weave to the right? As now he's trying to force him to the outside, but what's like Max Verstappen? He is not going to be near enough. It is Bjorn who is leading the Grand Prix now on penalties. It's 1.7, 1.6 now, so Bjorn should be fine. As long as he is not making a mistake in these last couple of corners, he will take a further win in 4 races, and this will really be backing up the form he was showing at the end of last season here. So what? Tomorrow has done a brilliant job. He got a marvellous undercut, but he will be thinking now, if I had just not been held up there, I would have won this race. He does win on track, but it is Bjorn who wins on penalties, followed by Stefano in P2. Jogert will take a P4. Ewan then jumps ahead. Rufe with a brilliant drive from up to P4 there. And then Lucy Sanchez now splits the Altair. So Jogert down to 7th, Black Box 8th, Marcel 9th, so he does still get some points. Vengeance 10th. Boring will be 11th, Bugassi is P12. Zara P13, OP Zane is P14. So not the best of races, which was looking a bit promising for him. Okay, so some of the cars are getting the point. Well, one of the teammates is getting points, and the other isn't. So there you go. With the key to, who probably doesn't realise it, but he has probably played a big role in this race win. Or I could be just a bit wrong, but yeah. But he was the one that in Sector 3 that Tomato encountered. So there you go, that is your podium, looks like. That is 3 out of 4 for Bjorn, and you have to say, who's going to stop him? So Bjorn takes the win here for the Haas, and who knows? Don't really know what's going to happen now, but it seems like Bjorn will be in the mix anyway. Stefano is P2, Tuxeman plays the podium P3. Rufa from 12th up to 4th, Ewan Baker 18th to 5th. Sancho is 6th, Yogurt 7th, Black Box 8th, Marcel 9th, Vengeance 10th, Bora 11th, Picatti 12th, Azara P13, Saint P14, Axel P15, Nikita P16, and then DNF, Tim Wentig, Pro Gamer, Luca Nick, and ADRT K3 PA5. And also, I have to commend Black Box from P20 up to the points. Would have to say that would be a very good result, as he finished P8. So there is the French Grand Prix in F5, and yeah, I believe now we will have a break week next week, so that is it will be 2 weeks until we are back, which will be for Hungary, and I'm sure that we all be hungry to hope get the best result they can when they are back. So from me, and hopefully I will have Evan back here next week. Thank you all for watching, and that is goodbye.